rock stars? Eric Andreas, your guitar sage here with the one note that's absolutely going to change your playing. It's going to change your phrasing, the way that you sound as a guitar player, and if you don't know it already, it's called the blue note. Now you may say to yourself, you may know about this blue note, you may have heard of it, but the blue note is the one note that takes the pentatonic scale and makes the blues scale. So, pentatonic scale plus the blue note makes the blues scale. Now, more than that though, let's talk about this, is that having a tool, right? Go to the store, we buy a tool, or we buy a guitar, we buy something, and then we bring it home. That thing itself, whether that's a new type of pick or a new type of string or a new type of guitar, amp or pedal or anything like that, if we don't know how to use it, is buying it going to really help us? No, absolutely not. And so you understanding this knowledge of the blue note is not necessarily going to help you just knowing what it is, but knowing and understanding how to use it is truly going to help you. And that's what I'm going to show you how to do in this lesson. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a blues track at the end of this, and it's a little, The Thrill Is Gone. It's based off of that you can noodle yourself, and this will be in A minor. Okay, so let's dig into it. So the blue note, well, let's talk about the pentatonic scale. The pentatonic scale I call the most powerful scale in the world because you literally can use this for blues, rock, country, jazz, does not matter. Same thing with the blues scale. And we need to understand that pentatonic scale. It's also known as the box scale. Most people learn pattern 1. I would suggest to learn pattern 1 as well and then get really good at that. That pattern looks like this. It goes, so starting on the 6th string, you have 1, 4. And this in fact is going to be on the low E string. So 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 4. Obviously fingers, right? Okay. Or we could say frets, 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 5, 8. That's the pentatonic scale. And we got to know that one because that scale is really important. By the way, everything that I'm showing you here, you can get. I have lots of videos for it. We won't go into all that, but if you really want to drill down with this stuff, I can really get you there, okay? Otherwise, let me show you what I know about this, okay? So that's our pentatonic scale. Now, to make it the blues scale, we need to add this one note. It's known as the flat 5. Some people call it the sharp 4. It's also known as the tritone. But it's the note that doesn't really sound right unless you use it right. I always compare it to the hot sauce in a recipe. If you use it the wrong way, if you use too much of it or not enough, if you don't use enough of it, then it's really not going to do anything for you. You put one drop of hot sauce in something and it's meant to be hot, it's not going to really do anything. If you use too much, then that's kind of not good, right? So in the same way here, this particular note just sounds like a wrong note if you just play it by itself. In fact, if I'm playing this right here, right? Now if I play this note right here, does that sound like it should go in there at all? It sounds very bad, doesn't it? Here it is down below here. So that's known as the blue note. Let me show you where it's at. So we're playing form 1. We have fingers 1, 4, 1, 2, 3. That's our blue note, and then 1, 3. Now everything else of that is a derivative, or it's the same scale. I've got a great video for that called "No One Scale Know Them All" here on YouTube. That will help you understanding the way that I'm showing this to you here. Okay, so now what about that blue note? Let's talk about it, how to use it. Because again, we can go to the store, we could buy a tool, and if someone doesn't show us how to use it, say we buy a hammer and we're grabbing it at the heavy end, which makes a lot of sense, and then pounding something with the wooden end, well, that doesn't make much sense. But if someone doesn't show us how to use it, that might be what we would do naturally, So we got to understand this. That's what I'm here to show you. So the blue note is very precarious in that, like that hot sauce, you got to know how to use it. And when you're playing the note, you don't want to, here's some of the rules. You don't want to stay on it too long, and these rules can be broken, obviously, to create the hot sauce that you want. But here are the rules that I find that are very helpful. Don't stay on the note too long. Don't rest on the note. It's really not a resting note. When you're going to the note, it really likes if you use the other two notes around it and you use it as a pass-through note. I'm going to show you examples of all this. If you're not going to do that, at least use one of the notes around it. That's the other bit. Because if you use the note all by itself without any of the notes around it, which is like 99% of the time does not occur ever, but if you did this, it doesn't sound very good. Let me show you some examples. So first off, let's use it without any notes around it. So if I was playing, we'll play the track here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what it's like to not use any of the notes around it. So if I have this note is my blue note, I've got this note underneath it, I've got this note above it. So here's the blue note. Same thing with here. That's my blue note. If I hit this note underneath it or this note above it, it's going to sound like one thing. But if I don't use that at all and I just jump over those notes, it's going to sound really bad. So it might sound something like this. So if I'm playing, this is be example one of what not to do. Okay, so that doesn't sound good, obviously, right? But now what happens if we do example two, which would be using one of the notes around that, okay? So that would sound like resolving down or resolving up. That sounds nice. Or resolving down. Or using both of them, but not in line, not passing. And then the third example would be using it in line, like that. So we're going to do example two now, which would be using one of the notes around it. So that would be an example of using one of the notes around it. Now if I use both notes and I'm passing through it, that's going to sound real nice. And this bend right here, I can bend, which the top note, which is an E, is also here on the 5th fret of the 2nd string. So I can go, which is very common in blues. So if I use that other note, or use the three notes together, it's going to sound even better. Here we go. So right in a row. Couple different examples there, but really it was the using the pass-through, okay? So it's best used as some sort of pass-through note, and the most common way that you're going to find is if you're using Form 1 of the blues scale, which by the way you can get in the free ebook, you could get in the Unstoppable Guitar System course. You can find the free ebook. Links are in the description of this video, but I got tons of free stuff for you. Check out the Unstoppable Guitar System as well. It's absolutely going to change the way that you understand guitar. Okay, so a couple ways that I like to mess with this is I like to kind of, it's almost like I'm dipping some hot sauce, and I'm using it. I'm kind of playing around with the note. And this is a great way to practice, because what's going to happen is you're going to go, okay, that's too much, okay, that's not enough, okay, I like this note. And it really will absolutely bring a whole new sound to your playing. So for instance, if I just do pentatonic now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do pentatonic, and you're going to see it sounds fine, but it's not going to be the same sound. And then I'm going to use the blue note. So here it is without the blue note. That's without the blue note. Here's with the blue note. Now listen to this sing. Now I can bend notes. I can make this thing really sing by just using that one note. Talking right now, we got that real beautiful blues sound. And this is not just for blues. Country players use this all the time. Jazz, rock, all over the place. So it's not just for blues, even though it's called the blue note. It's what completes the blues scale. But my friends, I promise you can use this in any genre. Now, don't go anywhere, because after this, after we do the sign off here, I'm going to have that track for you, which is in A minor. If you need to know what scale to use and you don't know the blues scale, I've got videos for that. YouTube, just search YourGuitarSage blues scale, Pentatonic Scale, either one of those, and I showed you where that blue note is. If you want a physical representation of it so that you can see it, a diagram, then make sure that you go to YourGuitarSage.com and download that free PDF that I have for you. If you're beyond all this and you're like, Eric, I really want to get good at this. I want to understand how to phrase, how to solo, how to come up with my own tunes, what chords work together, what notes work together. Then I have the medicine for what ails you, my friend. Go to YourGuitarSage.com and check out the Unstoppable Guitar System. That's all I'm going to tell you. All right? Friends, I'm here for you. Please let me know how I can help. Leave your comments below. What did I miss? Tell me what you think of the blue note. How do you use it differently than maybe I do? I want to know, because this community here, I love it that we can all talk amongst ourselves and get a lot of information from each other. It's so cool. And so please leave your comments below. I respect them and I love them. Thank you. Hey, I'm on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and all those places. So if you want to join me there, we do lots of great stuff there. Give away thousands of dollars worth of goodies every single month. So I'd like you to join me for those live broadcasts at YourGuitarSage.com/live. Please let me know how I can help you, my friends. I'm Eric Andreas, Your Guitar Sage. As always, be kind to all beings. Practice your guitar. I'll see you in the next video.
Bye.